Viewers, I finally got this motor apart, carefully studying where all those screws are. There's 4 outer ones here to bolt the switch on. So I pulled those off carefully and yanked the case off in case I damage the wire. We're lucky I've seen that. Pull those off, pull the bearing cover off, put a circlip out. We don't really need to because the bearing stays on there anyway. That just slides straight off. I'm going to have to set us something to eat, I'm a bit hungry. What I'm going to have to do, got one hand obviously. There's a main active wire going to the start winding from the capacitor to the other red wire. So that's the other wire that goes to that capacitor. As you can see, is I can't replace it. I'm going to have to run heat shrink tubing over that. Couple of layers of it. That's crumbly. The windings themselves look good. They don't look to be cooked or anything. But on the front, you see there's lots of dirt trapped at the bottom of the windings there. All that dirt traps heat and vibrates, and that'll sand the windings down and short it out. So that's going to have to all be cleaned out. A lot of garbage in there. I'm going to have to blow out the compressed air. I'm going to have to clean all this out and get all the sticky gunk off this, because the switch, the mechanical part of it here, is coated in that sticky gunk. That's why I was having starting trouble. And the main contacts I just give a quick clean. Give that a good wash of contact cleaner. But look at that rotor. That is a solidly made unit. This is a very nicely made motor. This is back when Australia made stuff, and we did it properly too. It's a Sydney-based manufacturer, GMF. They made bench grinders and all that sort of stuff as well. That's a Captain Series motor. That one has a GMF Cadet, and they had a GMF Betts, which is I think was a flange mount for air conditioners. Their old Swampy on the house over there had a Betts Series GMF motor. Company is long gone now. Australia does not make anything like this anymore. CMG motors are all made in China and India. The only electric motors we see we can get in Australia are CMG from China and India, TK, and they come under TK from Taiwan, which come under many different brands, including Monarch, Wonder, those sorts of brands. Other than that, if you want really good electric motors, you get European ones like SCW Eurodrive, or get Boldor. Boldor make nice motors. They're American. So anyway, the restoration of this motor begins. Okay, viewers, that's all done. Switch is all cleaned up. Got all the I got some petrol to kill this. Get rid of this old tacky grease off this part of the bearing. Yeah, it's all clean. Switch is all nice and clean and lubricated. That works quite well. Works very well now. And that black wire here, I never plugged in before. That's why I wasn't getting any results. This black wire actually goes down. This wire goes in here. It's soldered from here and goes to the start wire here. So I can't actually replace that. I have to tie under all this, and it's just too much of a nightmare. Don't want to risk damaging the winding. So I'm going to have to just use this existing wire. That one there goes to here, wire directly to this wire here. That's a negative for the capacitor. Active for the capacitor, this wire here, is this one of heat shrunk. Oh, my capacitor bodged on here. That doesn't go there, it goes between the start and run. So this wire, it goes to this black wire, so I'm going to have to connect the capacitor out here and use this wire here to test it. I'm going to have to order some more HTB grease for these bearings too. I just ran out of that stuff. Look at the clearance in there, it fits in quite well. Blew it all out, blew the windings out and flushed them out with some contact cleaner. Looks a lot better now. I've got to buy some more of that stuff too. Can never get enough of that stuff. That's been degreased and washed with a pressure washer. Looks much better. Doesn't get that gunk all over my hand anymore. Put the front bearing assembly back on. And we can commence reassembling this motor. Hopefully we'll get a better result now that the switch has all been cleaned up. Contacts in there. Much cleaner. Works more freely too. Not sticky like it was before. Anyway, let's put it back together. Put it back together. The bearings are realigned. Yeah, that's better. Everything's all nice and cleaned up. Just got to connect the capacitor in there, rewire the inside and put a new mains lead on it, which is going to bar off this compressor. It's my test lead. I think I found out how this is actually wired up. A date code. 888, or S88, 10th, 1972. That must have a date code there. Interesting. And I think to wire this up, you have to jump that terminal to the active or neutral here or somewhere. I'll revise it. But I'm pretty sure this could be like the modern Matsushita Panasonic compressors they make today. So it might be a PTC type relay. Because this here normally go to a switch, the thermostat, to turn the fridge off when this thing builds up enough cold. So if I jump that terminal to the active, the compressor may turn on the work as an air compressor. I'll put a jumper lead in there and test it later with a variac and ballast and see if that's correct. If it comes to life, that's how it wires up. Little warning thing on there. No circuit patches, something ethyl chloride being used in this compressor. So type of oil you can't use, or gas you can't use with certain models of this compressor. Interesting. I've got to make up a stand for these compressors now. If I get more ones like this, I've got 1, 2 and 3 in the bank, and make a little handle bracket, triangular shaped bracket of some sort to hold these in the 3 in a row for an air compressor. They are pretty compact for that actually. Interesting. There you go, 1972, that era of those compressors. Anyway, let's wire this motor up and put that capacitor on it and see if it's enough to start this thing. There you go, capacitor there and capacitor there. It doesn't say, but there's symbols there, capacitor. Now put this cover back on and we're done. I've also rewired this motor up. I could not for the life of me get that bloody rear fan off. So I can't get it off, I'm only going to bloody destroy it. So the main reason I want to get the fan off so I can get that back bearing out and lubricate it properly. But I can't without bloody destroying it, so it's going to have to stay noisy, I'm afraid. The fan's been on there pretty well. I've only just managed to soak it in CRC, it's the best I can do. But I did rewire it, much safer now. Got the proper 3-phase wire and everything, just need a good VFD. Anyway, that's all been done properly. Wire itself's okay actually, so I can leave it like that. Plug a new normal modern capacitor plug straight into that, and that'll go in there. And that's it, properly done. I don't have any of those these like Ross Courtney connectors or Stanco lugs, I think they are. This particular one here is a Ross Courtney connector. You put your cord in there, wrap it around, and bend those fins down. It's a washer of teeth that you bend in and holds it like that and makes it a good ring connection. I haven't got any of those. Otherwise I would have used those for this, but I had to use these bloody things. Meant for 12 volts only though. I wouldn't recommend using these in 240 volt, they're not designed for it, but because I haven't got any Stanco or lugs or Ross Courtney connectors, they're the next best thing. Cord's a bit small for that hole, so I have to find a way to secure that, but put this cover back on. Like that. Screw it back on and we're done. Ready for a test. Put that capacitor on, I don't know if it's enough microfarads, but we'll see if it starts it. Okay, I don't know if this is enough to start it, let's see what it does. Fucking hell, 30 amps. It's going backwards. I went this way and it started. Yeah. Well, it runs, but I don't know why it still does that. Hope it's not shorted. Damn it. I hope it's not freaking shorted. I don't know. I think it might have a bloody shorted, won't start. It does that. I think we have a shorted winding, damn it. Bugger. Why does every GMF motor I get a hold of have to be a fail? It doesn't smell burnt, it just smells warm. The switch is lubricated, so it's not spinning fast enough to switch it off to the run winding. That's just on the start winding doing that. I can't run it for very long. It's 30 amps running on the start winding. The capacitor starts it, but not kick it hard enough to spin it fast enough to get the flick off with it switching to the run winding. So we've got problems. We've got big problems, I'm afraid. Bugger! But at least it works. I can't run it too long though like that. That's not good for running on the start winding. But man, that BAZ spun fast at 30 amps. Yeah, that's its run winding, start winding. It's not getting powered, or not getting under that switch isn't working under the run winding. It's not spinning fast enough. Bugger. Wonder what it could be. If it was a damaged start run winding, you'll go for a bit, then it will either go to earth, trip to RCD, or run for a bit, then chip out. Probably pull more than that though if it was a shorter run winding. So something's not making it spin fast enough to get to the run winding. I reckon it's the wrong capacitor value. It's got to be. Anyway, at least I know how it works. Just got to find the right bloody capacitor for it, because that one here was half shorter and it pulled more than that originally. Did the same thing but pulled a lot more than that. It warmed this friggin' old lead up and warmed the plug up. And it dimmed the lights, so I reckon it would have pulled about 30 volts off the bloody mains. The voltage drop would have pulled about bloody 50 amps, I reckon. So that capacitor was a culprit, but this one here is obviously not the right value. And then when I did the ones for this, the two DC ones to make an AC capacitor, when they're in series, the capacitance halves, not doubles. So yeah, got to remember that. It's different with resistors. Like I do here, power leading capacitors and old electronics. Put them in power low, I can get more microfarads. Put them in series, halves the microfarads. But anyway, so it still needs troubleshooting. I think it's got to be the capacitor. Got to be to find the right value. Anyway, thanks for watching.